And if you're relying to kind of help that supplement some things, that could be problematic. You can snowball. You know, in this game, like, things can go out of control very quickly. You know, you accept an extra 10 people as nomads, you realize you don't have the means to kind of sustain them, you're going to have mass starvation. Yeah. Not having enough clothes, not having enough tools, so it's basically just distributing some of the risk, having more of these guys. So we'll have our first one right there at some point. We'll do a fishing dock just for comparison, you know, as our secondary food. But we do have access to crops, since we did start on medium. So you can just drop the crop field there. 15 by 50, and I saw, actually on Reddit, people were discussing like, what's the optimal.
So an 8 by 8 apparently is the largest that a single person can work.
Yeah.
But it seems like you should just go 15 by 15. And imagine if you just needed like a little bit more food and maybe your population wasn't growing fast enough or something.
Yeah, and also your proximity to your storage barn.
Yeah, like a big field near the barn.
So if we're looking at, so we've got our Foresters Lodge here. They're ready for people. And what they're going to do is they're going to remove these resources that's in the forest. They're going to walk down here, put it in the stockpile, right? And they're going to plant new trees and kind of just keep that economy going.
Very slowly.
There is no money in this game. You're working strictly with resources. So let's see. We have 3 gatherers. You know, we're about 50% filled on this field, and it's producing, you know, I'd say, what, 360. So we just go ahead and up it to 4 just to kind of get that going a little more. Our food is going down, and we still have no firewood. We have stone, and we have logs, so that guy should be building soon. And then that as well. Now I'm looking over here, and I'm saying at the houses, you know, look at the ages. So at age 10, they're ready to become, they're ready to work at age 10, and they're ready to have children. So to kind of help the population boom early on and kind of get your economy started, this child's going to be ready to kind of join a house as well as this one. You've got another one right behind it, a couple more here. So within the next year, we're going to need 2 more houses just to kind of maintain that population growth. So I'm going to go ahead and queue up another one. That looks like an open spot. And the other thing to keep an eye on is your tools and your clothing. So your citizens have health here, that little health bar, and food diversity, having clothing, not being cold, all affect their health. We have enough food, kind of. No, we don't. We don't have any food. We can look at the houses. They have some food in them. We just don't have any stockpiled. And that's actually because our storage barn is a bit of a hike from our gather site. That's probably affecting production quite a bit compared to if I just drop one next to here. But at some point, someone's going to have to then go over here to the storage barn to get food. Like,
one of the laborers.
It's
is it only the laborers, or will the people themselves go to a non-storage location to get it?
The people themselves will go and get it for their house, and they'll eat at their house.
The laborers will bring it to the central location.
So the laborers will move resources, but they're not going to go take food from this barn and bring it into this house.
Okay.
Only one of these guys will. But the children can actually go and get the food. So, you know, before they're productive, you know, at the age of 10, before you can kind of put them to work, they do help out a little bit.
Okay.
And the other thing right here is we've got the woodcutter. Get that going. We have no firewood.
Near late autumn. Because then they will cut firewood all winter, though, which is...
Yeah, but a lot of these houses, not that one, they do have some firewood initially stocked up, so it's not as dire as it looks. So you can do fisherman now. Sorry, your headphones are squeaking. So weather in this game, you can tell it's early winter. It started snowing. It looks like snow to me. The ground's turning white. It's a nice seasonal transition. Winter is dangerous. There's less food production since you don't have, you know, your crops don't grow in the winter. We don't have any crops yet, but people also get cold, so it's a drain on your economy. Alright, so we've got no buildings queued up right now. We're just kind of making sure the food's going up and we're getting firewood. We have some tools left. We have some clothes, but we do need to kind of get that side of the economy going a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is go to the production buildings. And we want to have a tailor. Let's not do tooling. Let's do a blacksmith first.
Yeah, tools seem to be the first to go.
Yeah.
They can deal with crappy clothes for a little bit longer.
Let's go ahead and drop that guy there. Yeah. Close enough. Good enough. So you'll see, though, they're using the roads. So I'm sure they could probably cut in a little earlier to get here, but the pathing is pretty decent in this game. They walk through fields. So what I've noticed is, one of my other games where I've got a larger population is I had a lot of people just in a line cutting through the fields instead of going through the road.
Okay.
Because it's still faster to diagonally cut through the fields in some instances than kind of like zigzag.
Does it hurt the field at all?
I don't think so. It's just I think, a visual, like, oddity. But, I'm sitting there min-maxing, so I don't really care. I'm like, get there faster.
Sure.
Like, if you want to cut through the cow pasture, I'm fine with that. So let's see how this is doing. So that's producing quite a bit of food. 400, 1,200, 600, about 1,000 a season. And we look over here. Fishing's still kind of getting going. So we got food. We want a hunting lodge. So a hunting cabin.
And there's no problem clustering these all together.
Sad face. I didn't align it.
Ruh-roh.
I have to live in shame right there. I've got like an extra.
Oh, good job.
You know what? That's okay. So hunting cabin looks for deer that pass through in this area field. So we have some right here. We have a family, and that would I see that, I'm like, that's food and that's leather and we need it at some point. So they graze around and they move through. So in mountains maps, there's some areas that are great, like this for a hunting cabin right here. Anything coming through here will get funneled, as well as having access to that. The animals go through the rivers, but they don't go over the mountains. Alright, let's go ahead and get a blacksmith going. We're alright on tools, and it's got a low cap. So once he hits his cap of resources, he'll go do something else, something useful, hopefully.
Hopefully.
So we're short on logs. Let's go ahead and harvest. We don't need any of this. Let get going.
So, in an emergency, could you just quick harvest any of the trees grown in the foresters area, and he'll eventually grow it back?
On one of my other games, what I had was I would do like a lone forester's lodge in this area right here. No gatherers, had no hunting cabin. Mm-hmm. And I'd have like 5 or 6 of these little areas. And I would just, when I need a big bump of logs, I would clear cut it. And I know it'll grow back in the next few years. So it's kind of like a little reserve area.
So what happens if you overlap loggers, do you know?
I do that a little bit sometimes. Okay. I don't think it's anything bad. Like, it's going to hurt their production if there's not enough trees.
But they don't seem to really to deforest it as fast as they could anyway. It's
sometimes they do. If they're efficient, you'll see that there's a lot of young trees. But, right now we have a lot of mature trees, and we want to kind of keep it that way.
Okay. I haven't really figured out how to get my loggers feeling like I'm maximizing them, so...
Yeah, I mean, one thing you can do is you can literally put a stockpile across the street from them. So you're always trying to reduce travel time. So if we're looking at what's going on the map right now, you've got the forester working right here.
Is he carrying his own goods?
He's got to haul this guy all the way over here, walk back, and then do his thing again. And at some point, he's going to have to go home over here. And he might have to go get food. So distance does matter. I mean, there's only but so much you can minimize it, but you can speed things along if you want to. If I put a little stockpile right here, what that does is the forester's going to have instant access to it.
And then the laborers will move it around. Or the people
the woodcutter will have to come over here.
I gotcha.
So you're kind of choosing a bit of lesser of two evils with planning your town out. Let's see. We are ready for 2 more houses. And we've got firewood excess. And we've got a food excess. So I don't see why not. I don't see any reason why. I didn't do a great job finding this. Let's just pile it on here.
Hey, you need green spaces too.
this one will do. Alright. Why not?
So on Twitter, BNomadX agrees that a 15 by 15 farm with 2 people supporting it is the best way to start, and then moving it to 4 people on the farm is
Yeah, and I think that'd actually be a good spot right here to get going. And one of the things I've discovered is that you have to be okay demolishing stuff as your town grows. So right now, while we're trying to kind of get the population up and just leapfrog this town a little bit, you know, if I drop a crop field right here, it's right next to the storage barn. This is going to be really efficient, and they're all going to live in this area.
Yeah.
And the other thing is you can also increase the priority of certain things. So you can hit F2 to go to the tools
What do
menu.
you mean the priority?
Is it right here, increase priority? So like
Okay.
F2, and then I hit 6, increase priority,
What?
and they'll try and work that sooner.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like as far as building it or just farming it?
Yeah, whatever work you have assigned. So like I told them to cut
Okay.
a bunch of trees over here, right?
Ah, okay, yeah. I got screwed. I tried to cut a bunch of trees. I couldn't undo it. And then
can
like my guys
yeah.
were all stuck doing that. Is there a way to undo
So
it?
I harvest trees here,
Yep.
and then I can do cancel removal right
Ah, okay.
here.
Alright,
And
good.
undo it. So our economy's rolling. We don't yet have leather. We have a little bit of leather, so we're gonna have to start making clothes soon. The farm. So this is the nice part about medium is you're starting with some stuff. So we'll go with wheat. It seems like a reasonable discussion, starting point. And we'll just go ahead and assign 2 people.
So why'd you down the of 2?
So when I assign it, I only want to just keep 2 people working here.
And that way it doesn't show you.
It doesn't try to rebalance if I do it somewhere else. So you can control like the amount of workers you want working a certain field. Like
Okay.
I can maybe do 3 here, but really it's right next to the storage barn. Like they're just gonna beeline it. I might lose a little something by not having 4 people.
So then if you had one further away, you could assign 4 to. Okay, that's what you're saying.
But right now, people are a precious commodity. We've got food coming in. We've got firewood, and we've got tools, and now we're gonna have.
But if you had 4
plugs.
there and you had another field with 4,
Yeah.
and then you assigned only 6 people,
They'll just
then it would
balance.
try to rebalance and it would get out of whack.
But this one, I can get away with 2. The other one really needs.
So now I understand why some of my farms are being a little wonky.
All right, let's go ahead and just put a tailor in. Oh, I'm so mad about this. You know what? We can fix this.
It's perfect space, man. It's a green
No,
space. Put
no.
a well right there.
We can fix this. I'm gonna use this cancel structure button,
Ooh.
and we're gonna move it down 1.
I guess enough.
Let's see how much I need here. So I just need 1 space.
Yeah.
So moving it down 1 should be good. And life will be great. And
Now your OCD is completely absolved.
it's a condition, Some of us have to live with it. Now I've got some logs coming in. It's not a fantastic amount, but we have plenty of trees to harvest. Let's pause that. Oh, that's what happened. Started working that right away. That's fine. But we're gonna need some more fuel limit to start trading. Alright. That's being built. We're out of iron, we're out of stone. You can build a quarry and you can build a mine. And the one thing about the quarry and the mine is that once they're exhausted, they stay on your map forever. And that looks horrible. In a pinch, if you really want to, they make it easier, but they definitely punish you in the long run because now you have space you can't use.
But eventually you're gonna need a mine, though, right? Because I mean,
Well,
like.
we're gonna see if we can make it happen through trading.
Oh, so okay, I see. So you're trying to offset. Okay.
So I'm gonna
Okay.
let's pick up these stone, right? And I'm gonna go back over here to my forest area, and I just want to go ahead and just clear out and just help the forester some more over here. So I'm gonna clear out resources I know I want out of this area. That should be good, and that should be good. And they're gonna go do their thing.
So you just queued up a whole lot of resources. You don't have to worry about them getting stuck doing that because you have other things set higher priority. Or it's only laborers that are going to go do that.
Yeah, or if they have nothing to do. So
Okay.
I've assigned 2 farmers, right? And these guys are farming because I